Internet! My name is Abby and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program on Wings. We are in an orbit around Duna and now I can prepare the landing on the surface of this red planet. For this purpose I like to change my current orbit to an equatorial orbit and I like to circularize it at an altitude of 65 kilometers. For the purpose of changing this orbit to an equatorial orbit, I have used the orbit of Ike as a reference to set up this maneuver coming up in 3 hours and 58 minutes, which will change our inclination and hopefully result in an equatorial orbit. Subsequently, we need to circularize our orbit at the right altitude of 65 kilometers before we can start our first landing attempt on the surface of Duna. So, for now we can't do anything else than performing a quick time warp to get closer to our maneuver, and while we are approaching our maneuver node, we can enjoy the view over to Ike and to Duna. Wow, this is really cool, this is so cool. And okay, we are getting closer to the maneuver node. I have to make sure that I'm not overshooting, and I will stop the time warp a little bit before the maneuver node because I have to change the attitude of my spacecraft. I have to turn it around, and I think this will take quite a while because the whole spacecraft is a little bit unwieldy. And okay, we are now turning into the right direction. Very good, very good. And well, I'm also quite excited because, well, today I like to land on the surface of Duna with a completely new landing spacecraft. Well, of course, I have tested it on the surface of Kerbal, but landing with parachutes on Kerbal is nothing compared to landing on the surface of Duna. Well, because down here we do have only a very thin atmosphere, and yeah, so I'm a little bit concerned about the or if the parachutes will generate enough drag in order to slow down the spacecrafts so that they are surviving the landing. And I think I will start the burn about 40 seconds before the maneuver node. So just a couple of seconds, and 4, 3, 2, 1, and full throttle. Okay. This was more or less spot on. That's cool. That's really cool. And yeah, I've also decided that Optop will land inside the Duna rover just in the case that the wheels of the Duna rover get damaged during the landing, and in this case he can just jump out and fix the issue and continue the journey across the surface of Duna. And yeah. And well, look at this. Over there we do have a nice flat rear. Maybe this is the perfect rear for the landing on Duna. I have to keep an eye on this region of this red planet. Maybe this is really the perfect rear to land on. I have to keep an eye on this, but at first I have to focus on the preparation of our landing by currently changing the trajectory, not the trajectory, well, of course also the trajectory, but the inclination of our orbit. And yeah, this is looking good. Only a couple of seconds to go. Easy, easy, and cut the engine. Very good, very good. So what have I done? Well, yeah, a circular, not a circular, but an equatorial orbit. Very nice, very nice. Okay, I can unset Ike as my target. I can now prepare the next maneuver for the circularization of the orbit. 65 kilometers. Wow, this is amazing. This is exactly what I wanted to see. Okay, coming up in 15 minutes, so I can perform another time warp, and once again I have to stop this time warp a little bit before the maneuver node because I have to rotate the spacecraft around, and I think this will take a while once again. Okay, 5 minutes, 4, 3, okay, easy. Now it's time to perform the rotation, and yeah, we are relatively close to Duna or to the surface, so maybe I can perform some experiments while we are waiting for the right moment to start our engines. Okay, but at first I need to stop this rotation. Come on. Please stop it. Easy, easy. Okay. Looking good. And well, 1 minute and 10 seconds before the maneuver node, I will start the engines. Okay, this is looking good. I think we do have one. Yeah, there's one data stored inside the experiment. So I can now step outside and retrieve the data. Very good. I can also EVA report. EVA report from space just above Duna's highlands. Okay, that's cool. I can keep the data and I can store the experiments. Very nice. Okay, can I do another crew report? Why in space near Duna? Okay, this is nothing new, but we can perform log gravity data. Gravity scan from space just above Duna's highlands. Very nice. The sensor passes over the mottled surface of Duna. Okay, we have already seen this text. And log temperature while in space near Duna. Okay, this is nothing new. Now I like to retrieve the data from this experiment. Okay, now we have already generated 3 results. That's cool. And we are only 30 seconds away from our burn. That's cool. And yeah, I will start the burn before I will start looking for the landing area, because I have to check or I have to make sure that this is not the landing area where we landed during our very first Duna landing. And okay, only 10 seconds to go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and full throttle. Here we go. Here we go. So, I can enable these numbers. Well, I have also to enable the numbers. No. Of the periapsis. Okay, I like to see the flags. First landing on Duna is over there, and my desired landing area is over here. Okay, so we would land on a completely different region of Duna. That's cool. That's really cool. Okay, I can disable. I said I can disable the flags. Very nice. And here, the burn is still going on. Are we in a different biome? Log gravity data. Duna's Midlands. Okay, this is something new. I like to keep the data. I will retrieve it after we have finished this burn. Very nice, very nice. And yeah, I think I will try to land on this flat area. I think this could be cool. And well, before I can do this, I have of course to circularize my orbit. And yeah, only 1 minute to go, and then we have complete... Oh, now the periapsis starts to move. This is good, so I can now enable the numbers over here. Very nice. Okay, or is there maybe somewhere else a good position? No. This looks a little bit higher than this area over there, and well, I don't want to land on an uneven surface. Well, there would be a nice crater, but I think it's pretty hard to land inside this crater, so I think it's a little bit easier to land over here in this flat area. This could be a really good landing area. Okay, I have to aim for this spot, but now I have to make sure that everything will work out well and that I will achieve the right altitude for my periapsis. Okay. 85, 84, 81, closer, and okay, just a little bit, and cut the engine. Very good, very good. Okay, I can close now this maneuver node, and the next burn will come up directly above the desired landing area. Wow, that's cool. So we can perform some observations from space. That's cool. But as I said, I like to retrieve the data from Duna's Midlands. Okay, I like to take the data and I like to perform an EVA report. Oh, just above Duna's lowlands. Okay, keep data, so we are already above a different biome. I like to abort in order to store the data, then I can log gravity data from space just above Duna's lowlands. Okay. Another biome, very nice. I can retrieve the data right away, take data and port, and now we have already 6 stored data. That's cool. That's really amazing. Okay, 28 minutes to go until we are at our periapsis. Okay, I can't warp faster than 50 times while below 100,000 meters. Okay. So we can enjoy the view over to Ike while we are orbiting around Duna. That's a great view. That's really a great view. Okay, there's our first landing site. That's nice. 6, 5, 4, sunrise 2. Okay, now I have to come to a stop because once again I have to rotate my spacecraft around, and now we are above my desired landing area, and I think it looks really flat. So I think I should definitely aim for landing down there. This would be amazing. Okay, yeah, I think I should do something like this. And now, easy, 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 come to a stop. And okay, very good, very good. I am now aiming at the right direction. I can do an additional time warp. Very good, very good. Okay. Very good. And yeah, I was saying this is a perfect spot to land. I can now close this, and I like to see these numbers. I said I like to see these numbers. And now, time for the circularization of my orbit, and 68, just a little bit more, and 67 by 65. Okay, more or less a circular orbit. That's cool. Well, of course, I can perform another short burn over here. This would be no problem at all. And then I think once we are above the terminator over here on this side of Duna, I have to prepare the landing. And I think I have to set the lowest point of my landing orbit or my landing trajectory somewhere over here, because at some point I will dip into the atmosphere of Duna and get slowed down, and yeah, this will then decrease my trajectory, and I like to land somewhere down here. Okay, this sounds good. Now I have to wait for additional 9 minutes before I can perform the next retrograde burn in order to lower just a little bit more my apoapsis. Okay, 4, 3. We can see a little bit of the thin atmosphere of Duna. Now I can turn the spacecraft around. Okay, very good, very good. Easy, easy. And are we above a different biome? Not the pressure thing. I like to have the log gravity data above Duna's Highlands. Okay, we have already stored this experiment. So, now I can close this one. I like to see these numbers I set. Okay, very good. And now a very short burn, and yeah, this is a really circular orbit. That's amazing. That's great. Okay, I said somewhere here next to the terminator, I like to start to prepare the landing of the Duna landing, of the Duna Lander. Oh wow, I'm getting really excited. Phew, I hope everything will work out well. I'm a little bit concerned. I have to admit, I'm really concerned. Okay, 1 minute. So now it's time. I think I will just turn the spacecraft around in this direction. Very good. And where's the right spot? The right spot to perform the burn is probably over here or so. Or even there. So I think I can wait a little bit. What is now going on? Stop the rotation, please. I think I will wait a little bit longer, just before the sunset, before I will really start to prepare everything. Okay. Okay. And now, please come to a stop. Very nice, very nice. Okay, now I can perform another time warp. Okay, now we are getting closer to the sunset, and now it's time. At first, up top, you can translate over to the Duna rover, and while you are in space and while you are on your EVA, you can inspect the spacecrafts if they are intact and if they have, well, if they are without any damage after this interplanetary travel. But I think everything looks fine, everything looks okay. The spacecrafts are in a perfect shape. Thank you, Optop, for performing this inspection. So now you can board your Duna rover and grab and board. Very nice, very nice. Okay, now the moment of truth. I can undock from the Duna Landing Mission. I can enable these systems and I can start to drift away. Okay, very good, very good. So, I am now on my own, and soon I will experience the last sunset before the landing on Duna. At first, I have to enable the fuel tanks, I have to open the fuel valves. Very good. And the last fuel tank. Okay, now I have to activate the engines. Okay, very good, very good. All the engines are running, all the experiments are ready to log some readings during the descent. And now, descent. I said I like to set the lowest point somewhere around there. So, maybe in 4.5 minutes or so. We will see. Okay. Reducing this one. 36 kilometers, a little bit high. 15 kilometers still. Oh, this is too low. 3 kilometers, bit high. 5 kilometers, maybe a bit more. 7. 4, 7, okay, this is really hard to set up. 86.8. This could be good. Yeah, I hope. Then I am deep enough inside the atmosphere once I am above the desired landing area. So, here, the moment of truth will begin in 4 minutes, and then, yeah, it's time to descend towards the surface of Duna. I can already turn around and aim for the maneuver, for the marker on the nav ball. Very nice. I'm directly in the headlights of the Duna rover. Is maybe Optop able to see me? Yeah! Optop can see my capsule. That's cool. That's a nice view. Okay. So, Optop, I hope we will see us again on the surface of Duna. Only 3 minutes 25 seconds until the deorbit burn. I can perform a quick time warp. Okay, 2 minutes. Wow, I'm so excited, I am so excited. I hope everything will work out well. Oh dear, oh dear. Okay, 1 minute. Just a couple of seconds. Everything is prepared. Okay, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, full throttle. Okay, and cut the engine. Okay, now I am on a suborbital trajectory, and in 20 minutes I will know if I have survived the landing or if, well, something went wrong. Okay, the descent and the landing has begun. I can perform a quick time warp. Unfortunately, we are now in the darkness and the shadow of Duna. only 10 times time warp is possible. We are only 15 minutes. Oh, down there is our very first landing site. That's cool. Altitude 54 kilometers. Velocity 877 meters per second. And descending. Okay, 12 minutes to go. Altitude 47 kilometers. Velocity 893 meters per second. And 11 minutes to go. 42 kilometers, only one time warp is possible. We can see a little bit the thin atmosphere of Duna, and it starts to get brighter, so we are getting closer to the sunrise. I think this is really an amazing view during the landing. 40 kilometers, velocity 909 meters per second, 10 minutes to go. Wow, this is exciting. Oh, there's the sun. Sunrise! Wow, this was special. This was so special. Okay, 38 kilometers, 10 minutes to go, velocity 914 meters per second and increasing. Okay. Time to continue the descent. Okay, 35 kilometers, velocity 921 and still increasing. Sun is rising. We are still above the atmosphere. 8 minutes to go. Altitude 30 kilometers, velocity 934 meters per second, 8 minutes to go. We are still outside of the atmosphere. Altitude 27 kilometers, velocity 943 meters per second, and we are now inside the atmosphere. The velocity is still increasing. Altitude 24 kilometers, velocity 950 meters per second, 6.5 minutes to go. We are getting deeper into the atmosphere. And 20 kilometers, 6 minutes to go. Velocity starts to drop. 19 kilometers. Velocity drops. 5 minutes to go. 17 kilometers. Velocity 912 meters per second and decreasing. 16 kilometers, 15 kilometers. Okay. It's time to end the time warp and to aim the retrograde vector. Okay, I can close this one. And here, the trajectory starts to decrease. Very good, very good. Okay, we are now in the final phase of the landing. The window is facing into the wrong direction. I like to look down. I like to see what is going on down there. So, we are now in the thicker part of the atmosphere. 13 kilometers, velocity 860 meters per second and decreasing. Very good, very good. Okay, we are in the thicker parts of the atmosphere. The trajectory starts to decline. Very good, very good. Okay, velocity starts to decrease on a more significant rate. Very good, very good. Altitude 11 kilometers above mean sea level of Duna. Wow, this is so exciting, this is so exciting. Velocity down to 790 meters per second. Okay, altitude 10 kilometers. What about the trajectory? It's decreasing. Very good, very good. We are still relatively fast. Okay, we are shooting across the surface of Duna. We can see this mountain over there. Maybe this is a nice point or a nice target for our Duna rover. Maybe we can drive on top of this mountain. Okay. Velocity 650 meters per second, altitude 8 kilometers. We are still shooting across the surface of Duna. And okay, maybe it's now time to perform some readings. Pressure, I like to have. Log pressure data. Atmospheric pressure scan while flying at Duna. Okay, keep the data. I like to have a temperature scan. Log temperature. Temperature scan while flying over Duna's lowlands. We are above Duna's lowlands. And I like to have a crew report while flying over Duna's lowlands. Very nice, very nice. Okay, 5 kilometers. Velocity is down to 440 meters per second. And we can see the first ground scatter. We can see some rocks on the surface passing by. So, 4 kilometers altitude. Is the radar altimeter moving? Not yet, not yet. The radar altimeter starts to move. So I think I should pop the chutes in order to generate more drag, in order to slow us down even more. Okay, the ground scatter is becoming more and more And we are falling down. Velocity 200 meters per second. Altitude 1,400 meters above mean sea level. Velocity, okay, the chutes have deployed. I can now switch off stability assist to allow my spacecraft to orientate itself. And okay, the velocity is down, or the descent rate is down to 8.7 meters per second. This is within the structural limits of the landing struts, but just in case I will use my engines just before the landing in order to slow us down even more. Okay, altitude 200 meters. Oh, we have a beautiful view to Ike. This is amazing. Altitude 175 meters above surface. It's a nice flat area. This is good. This is good. We are landing in a really nice flat spot. And velocity 8.4 meters per second, 8.3 meters per second. We can see our shadow. Okay, now it's time to use the engines to slow down our descent during the final phase. And just a couple of meters and cut the engines, and we are on the surface. We made it. We made it. We landed on the surface of Duna. Well done. Wow, this is amazing. We are on the surface of Duna. Good job. Good job. Wow, this was perfect. This was a perfect landing. Okay, we are on the surface of Duna. We can enjoy this view too. Can we even see this? Yeah, we can see this out of the window of our lander. Wow, this is so amazing. This is great. This is so cool. Okay, we made it. We made it. I can now deploy my solar arrays to recharge the batteries. This is so cool. Wow, this was so exciting, and well, then it will get even more exciting when it's time to land the Duna rover. Okay, take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Calm down. Okay, I can extend also the ladder. Then I can perform the first experiments. Seismic scan from Duna's lowlands. There does not appear to be a significant seismic activity on the planet. It is possible that it is no longer geologically active. Okay, very cool. And I also like to toggle the display, and I like to perform also a log gravity data. Gravity scan from Duna's lowlands. The sensor performs a detailed and calibrated sweep of local gravity on Duna. Very nice. Toggle display. Okay, now I have to, can I perform a new report? Crew report? No, I don't want to overwrite it. So, EVA. I am now out because I have to retrieve all the data. Take data, and I can EVA report while flying over Duna's lowlands. Okay, keep the data, and I like to take all the experiments from here, and now I like to store them. Now I can generate a new crew report. You record the crew's assessment of the situation. A crew report from Duna's lowlands. Very nice. Okay, and I haven't done log temperature from temperature scan from Duna's lowlands. Very nice. And toggle the display, and I like to do the toggle display and log pressure data. Atmospheric pressure scan from Duna's lowlands. The atmosphere is pretty thin even at the surface. You don't think parachutes or wings would work very well here. While they did an amazing job, they slowed my spacecraft down to 8.6 meters per second during the final phase of the descent, and wow, this is so amazing. This was so great. And okay, take a breath, take a deep breath. Now I can retrieve this data and also the data of the pressure scan, and now I can descend down to the surface. Okay, switch off the interface, enable, turn off your lights, and okay, we can now have a dramatic view. We are back on the surface. We are back on the surface of Duna. Finally, after a very long time, we returned to the surface of Duna, and I am happy. I am so happy. Woohoo! I am on the surface of Duna. We returned to the surface of Duna after a very long time. This is so amazing. We can enjoy this view. And wow, this is a great view. This is really a great view. We can even run on the surface of Duna. The gravity is strong enough. That's so cool. And yeah, down there is the Duna Lander, and it did an amazing job. Wow, this is so cool. And well, it covers a little bit Ike, this is sad, but I am on the surface Duna. This is so great. I am so happy. Wow, That's cool. That's amazing. Yeah, I am on the surface of Duna. Okay, now I have to do some work, as I have to EVA report. After much testing, you determine that red sand castles are plausible. That's cool. Okay. Then I can also take surface sample. There appears to be traces of water in the soil. That's cool. That's cool. And the most important thing, plant a flag. And cutting. And cutting. Very good. So, I think, because we had already a landing, this is Debbie's landing site. And I will write the same text down in here. Debbie's landing site. Okay, very good. Yeah, everything is fine. Very good. Okay, and we have even... That's so cool, that's so cool. I'm so happy. We have even completed a contract. Our truck has confirmed the flag has been planted at Duna. Nicely done. Very cool, very cool. Okay, now I can return to my vessel, and now I have to wait for Optop that he will land on the surface of Duna. And from this point of view down here at my landing area, I have no chance of spotting this mountain over here. So yeah, I'm really dependent on Optop's landing. And well, soon he will be in the right position that he can try to land down there. And I'm not quite sure, maybe I like even to drive over to the snowy regions of Duna, but I'm not quite sure how long it will take. But maybe this is also a nice idea. Okay, grab. So much about the very first EVA on the surface of Duna since our very first landing. Okay, I can now board the vessel, and I have stored all the experiments. Now we have 16 stored data inside the capsule. This is amazing. And yeah, with this successful landing, and with this beautiful view out of the window of the lander over to Ike, I'd like to thank you for watching. I hope you liked this episode, and I hope you will be joining me in the next episode when we will land the Duna rover on the surface of Duna. And yeah, with this, thank you so much for watching. My name is Abby. Until next time, see you!